Welcome back to my series, Dance Mums Unedited. This is the series where I discuss production notes written by the actual producers of Dance Mums. They show us plenty of things that happen behind the scenes that we don't get to see in the episodes themselves. Today we're looking at 2 episodes that were filmed together in the same week, Season 5 Episode 7 and Season 5 Episode 8. As always, there will be a link in the description box below which will take you to a PDF of these notes so you can read through them in further detail, because there was more to these episodes than the producers cared to show. For context, over the weekend, which was right before they started filming this episode, Abby held her open call auditions in LA. As a result, the mums end up talking about it quite a bit this week. Filming begins with Jill being irritated that all the girls have to wear powder blue leotards that don't fit them properly. Jojo, however, wasn't told to wear this like the other kids were, causing Jess to worry about her status on the team. Kendall sees that there are extra seats set out for the mums, and assumes that there will be guests joining them this week. Kira hints that Alexa Moffat is annoyed that her students keep getting poached by Abby, which suggests that some dancers from Club Dance may be joining them. She tells everyone that she thought Bryn was a letdown at Abby's open call auditions over the weekend. Melissa asks Jess if this will be her final week on the team. Jess hopes that it's a good sign that Abby didn't pick on Jojo during the auditions. Jill speaks up against Abby, saying that all of the promises she made about LA fell flat. Holly questions the point of Abby's auditions, saying that dancing well is only a minor part of the ALDC experience. Abby calls everyone in before sending them all back out again. She gives Jojo a blue leotard, gets her to change, and makes them all re-enter the room together. As a nod to the drama from last week, Abby tells the mums to behave in Pyramid. She gushes about the talent at her auditions, and Kira asks her to define what was good. Tracy, Sarah, Ashley and Bryn enter the room, and awkward hugs are exchanged. Abby tells Bryn that her auditioning skills are poor, and says that this is the difference between a talented dancer and a professional dancer. She uses Maddie as an example of a working dancer. Jill asks if the other girls are working dancers too, and Abby says yes and no. She says that they are when they take the high road, but not when they make bad choices, like crying and throwing tantrums. Ashley begins to talk about all of the titles that Bryn has won, and Jill reminds her that Bryn couldn't beat Kendall last week. Ashley tells her that the judges score ALDC dancers higher because they're the most well-known team in the country. The mums attack her, horrified at her accusation, and Abby tells her that what she said was stupid. Moving on to Pyramid, Abby criticises Nia for not wearing her crown and performing at Sheer Talent like she was asked to. Holly says that this was a ridiculous request. Abby tells Jojo that she was a beat behind in the group, and that she isn't what she's looking for. Jess is worried that this is a goodbye speech, and demands that Abby admits that Jojo did a good job. Then Abby criticises Jojo for not watching Carrie. When Jess disagrees, she rips Jojo from the pyramid. This is when Abby screams that Jojo deserves nothing. Abby growls as Jojo holds back tears, and when she tries to defend herself, Abby kicks her out. In contrast, Mackenzie gets a hug from Abby for receiving 6 million views on YouTube for her music video. Outside, Jojo is tired of Abby tearing her down and not apologising for her actions. Jess tells her that this is the best way to stay, to give Abby an apology. So Jojo re-enters the room, apologising to Abby. Then Ashley requests a rematch between Bryn and Kendall. Jill tells her that she doesn't even know who she is. When Abby announces the Nancy and Tonya routine, Melissa and Jill reenact the crowbar incident. Tracy complains that Sarah will be playing the white trash one, while Kalani gets to play America's Sweetheart. As Abby assigns the 2 group routines, she announces that she won't decide who is in which dance until she can see who picks up the choreography the best. Kenzie realises that without Maddie, someone will need to be in both groups. Jill asks Abby whether or not Jojo is a permanent ALDC member, and Abby remains non-committal. When they leave the room, Ashley tries to talk to the mums about what ALDC life is like, but they don't seem keen on elaborating. Jill tells her that like other guests, she will come and go. Tracy insists that they're dedicated, saying that it is unfair that Sarah can't be added to the team, whereas Kalani can. Jill says that Abby's audition was a waste of time because all the kids Abby selected were kids that she already knew. Holly thinks that more than anything, Abby was trying to promote herself in LA. Back in Studio A, Abby chooses Sarah, Bryn, Kenzie and Kalani for the No Laughing Matter routine, and Nia, Jojo and Kendall for Moulin Rouge. She says that Kenzie or Kalani may be added to Moulin Rouge if Maddie can't make it. Jill is frustrated that Kenzie and Kalani are the only ones considered for both groups, especially since both of them also have a duet this week. She tells Kendall to learn the other dance, just in case. Holly and Tracy tell their kids the same thing, but Ashley acts as though Bryn only needs to be in one dance. The mums discuss Kalani's competition placements. Kira tells them that Kalani's scoring lower because she's being challenged more and not competing pieces that she's already good at. Ashley questions whether or not Kalani is going downhill, and Melissa tells her not to talk about other people's children. The mums tell Ashley about how restrictive it is to be part of the ALDC. When Ashley says that she doesn't know if she agrees with all of Abby's policies, Melissa tells her that she's in the wrong place. Abby then receives a call from Maddie B's dad, telling her about the opportunity for her girls to be in his music video. Abby is excited to hear that the theme is a 50s diner, clearly expecting that she will choreograph the whole thing. I can't help but wonder whether this contributed even a little bit to her decision to pull the girls from the video. I wouldn't be surprised if she held on to some resentment that she wasn't hired to choreograph. Kira admits to Tracy that Sarah is an amazing dancer, apologising for calling her Arizona trash last season. But then Tracy tries to declare that Sarah is just as talented as Kalani, which prompts Kira to say, as if. Jess sides with Kira, and Ashley asks her if she saw her own kid, hinting that Jojo was pretty bad last week. Ashley declares that her daughter is the best, and Jill tells her that Bryn will never beat Maddie because Abby won't allow it. But Ashley thinks this means that Maddie only wins because Abby orchestrates it. Melissa glares at her, telling her that Maddie is legitimately amazing. Abby enters and tells the mums about the Maddie B opportunity. She says that as Kenzie's manager, she will not allow her to play second fiddle to some Bieber knockoff. She says that unless Kenzie gets the featured role, she will pull the opportunity. Jill questions why Abby won't allow the other kids to have the featured role, and Abby threatens to take opportunities from Kendall if she doesn't fall in line. We've already seen Abby threaten to take away opportunities from Nia, but Kendall too? It's pretty crazy that Jill was willing to let Abby manage Kendall's music, considering what just happened here. Then everyone leaves for the day, besides Mackenzie, who stays behind to study Maddie B YouTube videos with Abby. The next day, Melissa gets a call from Maddie, who is on the set of Austin and Ally. For a second, Maddie thinks that she has a solo this week, saying that there's no possible way she could do that. The girls can't help but wonder whether or not Maddie will be given a routine to do at the competition. Ashley makes a comment about Kalani being club dancers Maddie. She suggests that this is why the ALDC is winning so much. Tracy calls Melissa out for saying bad things about club dancers' choreography. In the studio, Molly Long works with the girls on the Moulin Rouge dance. Melissa hints that Mackenzie may not be able to be in the music video at the request of her music producer, but she quickly changes her mind when she hears about Maddie B's view count. Tracy becomes upset, explaining that she had to spend a lot of time with Abby to undo the lies that Kira told her about Sarah. Abby enters the studio working with the acro clown dance. She tells them that acro is currently huge in the industry. She decides to tell the girls that their mothers are sabotaging them by fighting with her. Then 4 men enter the room: Eric, Blake, Marshall, Kane, and Mason. Since this episode aired, Eric has pled guilty to several acts with several minors. It makes this episode incredibly uncomfortable to watch, given the fact that he is surrounded by minors. Kira and Tracy fight over drama from their old studio, and Tracy begins to cry. She's upset that their tension had ruined the relationship between Kalani and Sarah, who were apparently best friends growing up. She reveals that Sarah is treated horribly at club dance now that Kalani has left. When Kira begins to choke up, Holly doesn't believe it, saying that Kira is a person of privilege. Then the auditions begin. Eric makes it clear that they want a girl who will compliment Maddie B, not upstage him. Marshall creates acting scenarios for the girls to portray, and gets them to sing. They then send the girls out of the room to deliberate. They immediately agree that Sarah is too old for the project. They say that they like Kalani but think she's too mature. Eric is upset that Maddie isn't here, clearly viewing it not only as an opportunity for her, but also one for Maddie B. Right before they tell the girls and Abby about their decision, Abby whispers to them that Nia cannot be selected for the lead role. What a horrible thing to say about your student. Abby truly can't let anything go, can she? Melissa begins to tell the Maddie B people about Maddie, but Abby cuts her off. Abby tells them that Maddie has worked with a male partner before. The following day, Abby rehearses the Moulin Rouge number, clearly making Mackenzie the 4th dancer. The mums speculate as to whether or not Abby is involved in the audition process. It seems that they all believe that she has a say in it. Kira claims to the mums that Kalani will not be going back to club dance, but Tracy and Ashley claim that this isn't what she has said in the past. They say that Kira manipulates situations. Ashley claims that Tracy helped raise Kalani when Kira was off with her boyfriend. Kira retorts by accusing Ashley of getting plastic surgery, which caused Bryn to need a sponsor for dance. Ashley informs her that the surgery was to remove a lump. She proceeds to call Kira out for not having custody of her son. Kira cracks, screaming and swearing at Ashley. As things die down, Holly seems to think that there's some truth to Kira being a manipulator, saying that Kira was telling the mums what to expect of Tracy before she joined the select team. Tracy is upset that she had to spend a lot of time undoing the damage that Kira did to her reputation. Nia enters the room, telling the mums that Abby wants the mums of the duet partners to enter the studio. With only Ashley, Jill and Holly left, Ashley tells them about Kira's lies, claiming that she received 3 AM booty calls from an NBA player and that Kira owed Tracy $400. During the duet rehearsals, Abby asks about the shouting. Kira owns up to it and explains herself. Abby doesn't seem too angry at her. Tracy asks what she can tell Sarah to help her put more character into the dance. Abby says to watch footage of the ice skaters, reminding everyone that JoJo didn't watch what she was supposed to in the past. JoJo tells her that she has watched every episode of I Love Lucy. Melissa stays behind to tell Abby that Kira got a free pass from her. The mums speculate about whether or not the lead role in the video was designed specifically for Mackenzie in the first place. They think it's possible that Abby could have orchestrated that. Abby is excited about working with Bryn, and instructs her to improvise a solo routine to show the girls. She considers the idea of giving Bryn a solo. She asks her if she would like to stay for a while, and Bryn happily accepts. Abby then calls the girls around to tell them about Mackenzie's Christmas single. She plays the music video for them, and the girls congratulate her. The mums enter the room, and Kira asks about the Maddie B video. Abby seems hesitant about the legitimacy of the whole thing, declaring that the girls need to be rewarded for their work. Blake and Marshall from Maddie B's team enter the studio and tell everyone that they've narrowed the lead down to Mackenzie and JoJo. Marshall asks them to attend a session at the recording studio to compete for the lead role. Blake and Marshall then try some costumes on Mackenzie and JoJo. Eric takes the male backup dancers through choreography the next day. When the ALDC arrives, JoJo's especially eager to learn the dance. Mackenzie, on the other hand, seems less energetic. Outside, the mums are debating who will receive the lead role. Jess believes that JoJo can pull it off, saying that the music producers can digitally enhance her voice. Kira adds that Matty B's songs are proof of this fact. Jill points out that Melissa is not with them today because she is on set with Maddie. Holly thinks that Abby doesn't know about Nia's song yet, and the other mums promise that they've kept their mouths shut about it. Unlike what we see in these episodes, the music video happened at the end of the week. You can hear that the editors added a bunch of voiceovers to these episodes to change the timeline of events. Competition day actually comes first, beginning with the ALDC entering the green room. Looking back, the team seems upbeat about their LA experience, except for Jill, who can't see a single opportunity for Kendall that she couldn't have gotten back home. Abby enters, clearly on a high from being on set with Maddie the previous day. She and Maddie reenact one of her scenes. The notes say that Abby is overacting, and that Maddie's acting demonstrates that beautiful dancing doesn't always translate to good acting. That is certainly a blunt, bordering on rude thing to say about a child. Abby warns Bryn, Sarah and JoJo that this is their one shot. She also mentions that Maddie may want to get a solo ready just in case. Abby compliments Bryn, saying that Gianna told her that she was the strongest hip-hopper at yesterday's rehearsal. As they enter the auditorium, Abby tells the mums that she's always looking out for their girls, and that they should listen to her professional expertise. I don't believe this for one moment given what we've seen even from this episode alone, and whoever wrote these notes doesn't seem convinced either. In fact, they said, "It's worth noting that when Abby is in a good mood like today, her insistence that she cares about someone other than herself can be quite persuasive. It's a complete lie, but convincing nonetheless." For the second week in a row, there are music issues, with JoJo and Mackenzie's duet music cutting out. Despite this, Abby gives them a standing ovation, and cheers enthusiastically. Backstage, Kenzie points out a mistake that JoJo made, but JoJo assures her that she did great. As the girls enter the green room, Abby tells Sarah that she has doubts of her suitability for the team. She informs everyone that Kenzie's single was picked up by Radio Disney, saying that someone should text Brooke and let her know. As they prepare for the group dance, JoJo needs Jess, Kira, and Maddie to help pin in her wig. The team starts to suggest that maybe Abby made a mistake by putting Kenzie in the Moulin Rouge routine, as opposed to the more mature Kalani. Even Maddie agrees, saying that she hates it when Abby does stuff like that. Backstage before the groups, Kenzie seems nervous. Kalani and Kendall lead the girls in pep talks. JoJo tries to interrupt Kendall, saying it's my time to speak, but Mackenzie tells her, no, Kendall is speaking now. When No Laughing Matter is performed, the mums chat about Kalani having a wardrobe malfunction. However, there doesn't seem to be any evidence of a malfunction in the episode itself or in other clips online. At awards, Kalani and Sarah seemed confident that they won first place, however they didn't end up placing at all. This makes Tracy furious. Back in the green room, Tracy tries to claim that Lucy and Ethel only placed because the judges felt bad for the girls when their music stopped. The mums attack Kira, with Ashley and Tracy claiming that Kira threw Sarah under the bus. Jill accuses her of bailing at the first hint of a better opportunity, and Holly and Jess confront her about the lies she is told. Kira tries to tell the mums that they don't understand. This is when Tracy tells everyone that Kira was arrested for credit card fraud. Kira says that it's a lie, but Tracy provides evidence. Kira jumps on her phone, contacting her lawyer. She wants to pursue legal action for defamation of character. Abby enters and lists the pros and cons for each of the 3 guest dancers. She says that Brynn has limitless potential, but isn't as hungry as the other girls. She claims that JoJo is passionate and effervescent, but horrible to work with. And she says that Sarah is a joy to work with, but a bit too old and set in her ways. The bizarre thing is that Kalani is actually older than Sarah by a few months, and yet in this episode people keep going on and on about how Sarah's too old. Abby says goodbye to Sarah and tells Brynn and JoJo that they will be joining her in Pittsburgh as apprentices. She tells them to go to seeing, hearing and speech specialists before they do so. In the hallway, the girls gather around Sarah, trying to cheer her up and give her hugs. Sarah feels very defeated for being kicked off the team twice now. It is the day after the competition when they all attend the Matty B video shoot. They announce the roles that each girl will have in the video. Then Matty steps forward, announcing Mackenzie as the lead. Marshall makes it clear that he will find a spot for Maddie in the video. As the girls get ready, the mums wonder if Mackenzie is allowed to be in the video. Melissa calls Abby to tell her that Kenzie got the lead. Abby then arrives on set, trying to downplay the importance of the video. She tells everyone that she'd rather be brunching at the Four Seasons. During a break in the shoot, Maddie's parents talk to the mums. Blake seems particularly interested in Maddie's career and the chandelier video. Abby walks into the diner, and the mums become worried that she will try to take over. She comes back over to the mums, raving about the importance of getting paid for the work you put in, and needing to know who owns the song. She starts taking jabs at Holly's deceitfulness, saying that Aubrey was tricked into making a song with Nia. They bicker, and Abby blatantly denies offering Aubrey money not to work with Nia. She tells the mums that they signed their rights away on a consent form for the music video, and now there will be a lawsuit on their hands. Blake speaks with Melissa privately, saying that he doesn't want to get lawyers involved, so he is pulling Mackenzie from the vocals. Abby overhears him and pulls Mackenzie from the video entirely. Abby gets her attorney on the phone. It seems that Melissa has already updated him on the situation. Blake tells the mums that the video is over. He says that he wanted this to be fun and offers for any girl who wants to be part of it to stay, but there will be no lawyer involvement. The Dance Moms producers step in at this point and try to get the video back up and running. Abby fights with them about the terms of the contracts that the mums had signed. She claims that she is protecting the kids. The mums think that Abby is an unprofessional manager, since she has had these contracts for a week now and did not review them. It seems like a lot of the drama here is about money, and whether or not Mackenzie is allowed to work with an outside producer. What's wild is Abby blaming the mums for all this when she had the contracts for a week and didn't read them. Melissa and Jill pull their kids from the shoot. At first, Kira goes to join them, but decides to leave Kalani when she realises that there is nothing legally wrong with the shoot. The mums who stay believe that Abby has absolutely embarrassed herself with her behaviour. The remaining children continue to film the shoot until the project is completed. And with that, we've reached the end of episodes 7 and 8. Does it shock you how much drama came from having guest dancers and the Maddie B video shoot? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!